Hello guys, and welcome back to the weekend roundup, where as always we go through all the Premier League results, some European results, some Championship results, and my team of the week. Getting into it with the Premier League results, starting off with Man City again, who are on a bad losing streak right now. 3 losses in a row they've had coming into this weekend. They had lost to Sporting, they had lost to Bournemouth, and lost to Spurs in the Cup as well. Some big defeats for Pep's team, and he'd never been beaten 4 times in a row in his career, but he has now. 2-1 Brighton. What a game. City did actually start leading the game for a Haaland goal. Haaland finally getting on the score sheet. It's been a while for him as well in the Premier League. I think it's been his longest streak without a goal in the Premier League. Actually, no, it's only been 2 games in it. That's the type of goal against Southampton. Does that really count? But yeah, a 2-1 loss. A 2-1 loss, really poor for City, but massive for Brighton. It puts them high up the table now. I think they're in 4th, I believe. João Pedro coming off the bench and getting involved in both goals, a goal and an assist for the guy. Doing the business. Matt O'Reilly with a really nice goal for his second goal as well. But João Pedro's pass for Matt O'Reilly's goal, perfect, mate, perfect. So Brighton fans will be happy all international break now, and it throws City and Pep Guardiola into a bit of an abyss with coming out the other side of the international break. They'll have Spurs, they have a Champions League game I think they have, and then they also have the game against Liverpool as well, which is a difficult run to go through. Liverpool on the other hand are loving life right now because they won 2-0 this weekend. Salah getting involved in both of their goals, Núñez getting a really nice goal for the first one, and Aston Villa not getting a goal at all. And there's 4 losses in a row for Villa as well, because they lost in the Champions League as well to Club Brugge, and they also got knocked out of the Cup by Crystal Palace. Also got beat 4-1 by Spurs last week. Fair play. Spurs, knocking down these teams well, but can they do it themselves? No, because they got beat by Ipswich. Ipswich getting their first win of the Premier League season. That is insane. I love it. Their first win is at White Hart Lane. That is, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, sorry, that's what it's called now. It's not even called, it should be called the new White Hart Lane. I'm down that hill. Smolik's getting a really nice goal. Smolik's showing what he can do, what he could do in the Championship, he's now doing in the Premier League, and Delap with another nice goal. Just absolutely fired into the net from like 2 yards out. Just like, he's not taking any chances. And the thing is, he can really hit a ball. The way his dad could throw a ball, he can hit a ball, and it's mental. But Spurs got a goal back from a corner, of all things for Spurs to get a goal from. They slip over it enough, they got a goal there. Another team still searching for their first win of the season were Wolves and Southampton, who came up against each other at the Molineux. So you can probably guess how it went, because Wolves are the better team. Yes, Wolves did win the game. Cunha get involved in both of the goals. So there's a lot of people getting involved in multiple goals here. Delap got involved in both the Ipswich goals. Cunha get involved in both of the Wolves goals here. Southampton just, they had no real threat to the attack. They actually did score, but it was a foul on the build-up, so it was never going to count. But apart from that, there wasn't really that massive threat from Southampton for the game. They have a lot of possession. That's the issue with Russell Martin's setup. They have a lot of possession in their own half. They don't do much with the possession that they have, which is really poor. And Wolves, despite not having a lot of possession, still won a game, comfortably won the game, and well deservedly won the game, and finally have a win on the board for themselves. Keeping it on to the lower time now, it's United, who had their final game with Ruven Nistelrooy before the Amorim era has now begun, and we won 3-0 to wave Ruud goodbye back into hopefully being an assistant manager. We're still unsure about the whole who's going to be there and whatnot, but yeah, Ruud, he did as well. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 draw. Very happy with Ruud when he was at the wheel. Ugarte had a great game. He was everywhere. It was like a Kante regen. It was just nice to see. And every time he jumped on and missed it, Casemiro said to cover. But don't worry, I've got you. Those two midfielders are working well together. And when Manu comes back, obviously I want to see Manu get back in the team very easily. But if they keep up their form, it might be a bit more difficult for Manu to get back in the team. Which I'm okay with managing Manu's minutes with how young he is still. I think he had a lot of minutes last year, and ease him into it. I think that's why he's got an injury so early in his career. You look at how Gavi got treated and how Pedri have been treated, and they've just been used completely, and it kind of drains him. Like you look at them now, they look tired sometimes when you're watching them. Garnacho had a great goal, and it hurts me. It hurts me to see him not want to celebrate because of how awful fans have treated him. It's like, come on, these are your players, these boys, you got to back them up constantly, man. And then Bruno, man, on his 250th appearance, getting involved in everything, all over the place. Once again, we love to see it. The biggest goals of the game, like the most goals in the game this weekend, was between Brentford and Bournemouth. With Brentford, you know, the G-Tech right now is a home for goals right now. I think I saw a stat, it was in 20 goals in the last 3 games at the G-Tech. That's mental. 5 goals in this one, with Brentford winning 3-2. Evan Nilsson pouncing early on, and honestly, it was back and forth. You know, but Brentford equalised, and then Bournemouth scored again, and then Brentford scored again, and then Brentford scored the winner with a really nice goal from Visser as well, passed through for Janelt. I think it was Janelt. I get them all. I think it was Janelt to Visser. A really nice ball through into Visser, and Visser just think over. Goodbye. Sad. Cheers. On to Palace Fulham. Palace, a team that got their first win last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, against Spurs. I think it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? But they couldn't do much more because they got beat by Fulham. Smith Rowe actually put the ball in the back of the net twice, and so did Harry Wilson, put the ball in the back of the net twice, but both only got 1 goal because the other ones were offside. I mean, it's these margins, it's these close margins, but they do. No, I think Harry Wilson one, sorry, was actually a handball. I do apologise. But Palace just didn't really have that threat attack either. Like Southampton, I said, they just didn't possess the threat. Like Mateta had his chances, you know, he had Clemson had to clear off the line for a chance, but I think Fulham dealt with any threat that Palace threw at them very comfortably and didn't really push over too much, and I feel like that is a big issue for Palace. Only 3 games we've not spoken about so far. We're going to that Forest Newcastle game. Forest getting some good results over Newcastle last year, but Newcastle not allowing it this time. 3-1 for Newcastle City Ground. Honestly, Forest win that game, they go, you know, high up the table, 3rd in the league, 22 points, to be enjoying life. But now back on 19 points, still high up the league, still have a really good start to the season, but in vital points for Newcastle they are. It's really vital. Isak, you know, had a really nice shot. Murillo's going from a corner, but Forest has failed. You know, it's the first time they've actually failed to get a proper good result at home. But I am sure Forest fans will still be happy with how the season's going. Newcastle, very happy that this thing has turned around. Barnes getting involved in goals, and Jolton get a really nice goal as well. That's how it is. On to the games that were draws now, and you know, you've got to be draws in football sometimes. Not everyone can win and lose. Okay, on to Chelsea Arsenal, which had finished 1-1. It was the Odegaard show. Odegaard ran the show for Arsenal, and Caicedo kind of defended the show for Chelsea, to be fair as well. I've got to give a lot of credit to them 2 midfielders. Odegaard coming back for his first game since injury and having such a good game, being involved so much. Arsenal fans will be happy to see him back, I'm sure they will. But it was kind of the story of the other guys, with Neto and Martinelli, the forgotten left wingers, the ones that no one even speaks about anymore because they're not really doing much. They're just out there doing their business. But Martinelli and Neto doing their business, getting goals for their teams, and I'm sure the fans will leave happy. But it was a tight affair, and you know, Arteta decided to imitate Louis van Gaal in the game by just lying on the floor because of a little pull and push and whatever. Okay, on to West Ham Everton, which was the most boring game of the week, and I'm only feeling tired even thinking about the game. I'm feeling bad. Yeah, what are we going on about? It's West Ham Everton 0-0, boring, all this stuff. Everton couldn't create good enough chances, and West Ham couldn't take their good enough chances. Same old story, really, over and over again. What can we say? You know, West Ham managed to make these good chances and just can't do that final thing for them, and then Everton just can't seem to do that, you know, get him in that place to do that final thing. Because when they do, they actually, you know, do alright at scoring, but they just never get a chance to score, Everton, it seems. Both keeping clean sheets, so some positives all around, you know. Pickford and Fabianski will be very happy. On to the Championship. On to my team of the week, actually. We're going on to my team of the week. My team of the week is, we're going Pickford and Net, keeping a clean sheet. Played 6 saves as well. I said West Ham not going to take their chances. Also done to Pickford making good saves. A back three of Anderson, Van Heck and Dawson. Dawson making loads of blocks and getting in there to keep a clean sheet for Wolves. Anderson getting clearing off the line to keep Fulham's clean sheet, and then Van Heck just having a really solid game against Haaland, keeping him maintained. I know he got a goal, but Van Heck did a really good job that game, and I got to give credit to it. Midfield 4, I know 2 of these guys are a bit more further forward, but we've got Visser and Smonix pushing up there, and then we've got Bruno Fernandes and Matt O'Reilly as well getting in there. Matt O'Reilly getting a really vital goal for Brighton, big win for them as well. And then up front we've gone Salah. Salah, João Pedro and Cunha. It's hard missing out Delap, but we've got Smonix in the team anyway. But yeah, Salah, goal and assist. Cunha, goal and assist. Pedro, goal and assist. Easy front three to pick. Let's go into the Championship now anyway. Championship with Sheffield United winning in the Sheffield Derby against Wednesday, putting them joint top of the league alongside Sunderland, who drew their game to Coventry, who'd be very disappointed to actually draw that game. But I'm sure Sheffield United would be very happy because they're now on level on points, both on 31 points. Burnley beating Swansea 1-0 thanks to Joe Rodriguez 94th minute penalty saved by the skin of their teeth. Middlesbrough beating Luton 5-1. That's a massive result for Carrick there. Luton, you know, a team that was in the Premier League last year, shows Borough can do it. Derby getting a draw with Plymouth, the Wayne Rooney Derby there. You know, 2 of his ex-teams that he's managed them both. Well, obviously he's at Plymouth right now, but Derby, his ex-team, it's a good game for Rooney to get a result in that one of a draw. And then Leeds beating QPR 2-0 to push high up the table for their push to get promotion. Obviously, I still back that. I think Sunderland will go for it, but the recent results being a bit shaky up in the north. On to the La Liga now. And I think we should be in Mallorca 1-0 thanks to Alvarez goal. Real Sociedad beating Barcelona. I think that was their first loss of the season. Disappointing for them, 1-0. And then Real Madrid pushing on to Barcelona with a 4-0 win thanks to Vinicius Junior hat-trick. When the guy said he had to try harder, he's trying harder. Just like in the Champions League apparently. He's doing it in the league though, and that's where it matters for him, I guess. On to the Bundesliga, and Frankfurt had an exciting game with Stuttgart winning 3-2. Bochum actually drew with Leverkusen. Leverkusen not much to get a result against them, and it shows that Xabi Alonso probably should have took the move when he could take a move, because Leverkusen aren't doing what they were doing last year now. The push is all on Bayern, who won 1-0 in their game thanks to a Musiala goal. Mainz beating Dortmund. Dortmund slipping up there as well thanks to a 3-1 win from Mainz, and then Leipzig drawing with Gladbach 0-0. Means Bayern stretch that gap even further. What can they say? Marseille losing to Auxerre in Ligue 1, and Monaco beating Strasbourg, but PSG keeping the gap by beating Angers 4-2. Big game, 4 different goal scorers, enjoyable watch for the PSG fans. I'm sure they'll all be happy. And on to what I always say is the most exciting league to talk about after the Premier League, the Serie A, because the entertainment doesn't stop in Italy. It doesn't stop. Juve beating Torino 2-0 in the Turin derby. Cagliari drawing 3-0 with AC Milan. AC Milan just not stepping up to what they can do. Just not reaching them heights. Inter Milan drawing 1-0 with Napoli. Big tough game that one. It was to talk about Conte against his former team. You know, we'd wanted a result, but he's not got it. I think Conte will end up winning the league with Napoli this year. It's what Conte does. Conte goes to Italy and he wins the league. Fiorentina beating Venezia 3-1 thanks to a Moise Kean hat-trick. And then Roma getting beat 3-2 by Bologna. Bologna winning that game, and the manager who's been sacked by Roma as well. Interesting stuff all over that league, and obviously it's all still to play for. It's all tight up in all these leagues, but there's a few leagues where it seems a bit more like, oh, they're going for it, they're not, type of thing. But it's exciting to see how it's developing. We're into our final international break now, so we won't see this weekend roundup series for another 2 weeks now, because we'll just get through this international break. We'll have a few England review videos and stuff like that going on, but for now, that is the end of this video, guys. I do thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel every single day. Thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I do catch you next time. Cheers.